What if I told you that your TV speakers have been lying to you? You think you've heard action movies, epic gaming soundtracks, or live concerts, but trust me, you haven't not, until you've tried a real 7.1 soundbar system. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 best 7.1 soundbars that can turn your living room into something way closer to a cinema or even better. From compact, budget-friendly setups to feature-packed Dolby Atmos beasts, this countdown is going to help you find the perfect match for your space, your budget, and your ears. And wait until you hear what the number 1 pick can do. Number 5. Ultimea Aura A40. Kicking things off at number 5 is the Ultimea Aura A40, a budget-friendly entry into the 7.1 world. Now, here's the cool thing. Even though it's positioned as a virtual surround system, it doesn't skimp on immersion. You're getting 3 main channels up front for clear dialogue, plus 4 surround speakers that add depth to both movies and gaming. What really surprised me is how well the Surround X technology tricks your brain into thinking the sound is swirling around you. It's not just left and right, it feels layered, almost like you're inside the scene. And while the system leans more on the compact side, customers rave about how dialogue comes through crisp, while action scenes still carry a punch. Setup is quick and painless, which makes it ideal for someone who's never owned a full surround system before. The rear speakers connect wirelessly, cutting down on messy cables, and you still get full customization through the Ultimea Smart app. That's where you can play with over 100 preset EQ matrices, or fine-tune things yourself with a 10-band equalizer. Now, here's the honest part. Bass lovers might feel a little underwhelmed. The subwoofer isn't going to shake the walls of a large living room, and audiophiles might notice that the sound doesn't quite have the razor-sharp detail of pricier systems. But if you're in a small to mid-sized room, maybe using a projector or a gaming setup, this soundbar gives you that first taste of true surround without breaking the bank. For many, that's the best starter home theater you could ask for. Number 4. Ultimea Aura A60. The Aura A60 shows up like the older, more serious sibling of the A40, and right away the difference is clear. This one actually supports Dolby Atmos. That means when you're watching a blockbuster or a show mixed in Atmos, you get that 3-dimensional soundstage audio moving above, around, and through the room. The system packs 3 main channels in the bar itself, 4 surround speakers, and a compact but surprisingly powerful 4-inch subwoofer. Even though it's small, that subwoofer has Bass MX technology, which gives low-end notes a much fuller, richer feel. You won't mistake it for a giant floor sub, but for apartments and medium rooms, it absolutely does the job. Something I appreciate here is the HDMI eARC support. Unlike basic ARC, eARC can carry lossless audio, which means you're not losing detail when streaming high-quality content. It's also really convenient that you can control both your TV and the soundbar with just one remote. Less clutter, more watching. But let's not paint it as flawless. The rear speakers are powered separately, which some people might find a little clunky if outlets are limited. The remote is infrared only, meaning you've got to aim it carefully like an old-school DVD player. And some users have noticed quirky behavior, like the system refusing to hand volume control over to the TV without a reboot. Still, what shines through is the value for money. The A60 doesn't pretend to be a giant theater system, it knows it's here to deliver Atmos in a smaller, budget-friendly package. And for a lot of families or apartment setups, this soundbar is the sweet spot. Not too big, not too pricey, but loaded with features that make everyday movie nights way more cinematic. Number 3. Ultimea Apollo S70 Ultra. Sliding into the middle at number 3, we've got the Apollo S70 Ultra. And honestly, this one feels like it wants to party just as much as it wants to play movies. Here's why. Not only does it offer a 7.1 surround setup with a wireless subwoofer and detachable speakers, but it also comes with RGB lighting. Yep, this thing can turn your living room into a mini light show. You've got 6 preset lighting modes and millions of colors to play with. It's almost like a 2-in-1, a surround system and a vibe setter for gaming sessions, house parties, or just chilling. The sound quality itself is impressive for the price point. Voices are clear, effects feel layered, and the Bass MX subwoofer pumps enough low end to make action scenes pop. The detachable design is another highlight. You can keep the bar together under your TV or break it apart so the speakers sit wider for a broader soundstage. Now, does it have Atmos? No, and that's the one area where some viewers might hesitate. It's running on SurroundX technology to create a virtual 7.1 field, which works well, but purists will notice the difference compared to real Atmos. And while the bass is decent, hardcore bass heads might still crave something punchier. That said, the combination of solid surround sound and RGB mood lighting and flexible design makes this system unique. If you're the kind of person who loves customizing your space, whether it's for gaming, streaming, or weekend parties, the Apollo S70 Ultra is a seriously fun choice that brings personality along with performance. Number 2. Ultimea Poseidon D70. Now we're stepping into the heavy hitters. At number 2 is the Poseidon D70, and this is where Ultimea takes things closer to traditional home theater territory. The D70 is a 7.1 channel system with 4 wired surround speakers and a wireless subwoofer. And here's the kicker. It gives you 13 adjustable surround levels. That's rare at this price point and means you can really dial in how aggressive you want the surround effect to be. Movies and games sound huge here. Dialogue stays crisp thanks to the dedicated center channel, while the subwoofer brings the thunder during action sequences. The clarity is something reviewers mention again and again. You can push the volume high without the sound turning muddy. The Ultimea app once again plays a big role, with 121 preset EQ matrices and a 10-band equalizer. You can tweak until it sounds exactly how you like. The catch? This system doesn't support Dolby Atmos. Instead, it relies on virtual surround tech to create a spacious soundstage. For most people, it still feels enveloping, but Atmos purists might prefer something else. Another thing to note, since the surround speakers are wired, placement flexibility isn't as good as fully wireless setups. You've got to think about where those cables will go. But at the same time, wired connections mean stability, no dropouts, no pairing issues. Overall, the Poseidon D70 has been called a movie theater in a box by multiple users. It's loud, it's clear, and it's surprisingly affordable compared to big-name brands. If you don't care about Atmos but want the thrill of true 7.1, this one is an incredible value. Number 1. Ultimea Poseidon D80. Finally, taking the crown at number 1, the Poseidon D80. This is the system that has blown people away to the point they thought noises in movies were happening in their house. That's how convincing it is. Unlike the D70, the D80 actually supports Dolby Atmos, and that's the real game changer. Instead of just side to side, the sound now comes from above and behind, with a 360-degree placement that feels like you're in the middle of the action. Those extra front surround speakers widen the field even more, making it feel less like TV sound and more like a real theater. The subwoofer here is a 6.5-inch wireless beast, and it pairs seamlessly with the bar. Bass is deep and impactful, without crossing into muddy territory. Reviewers consistently talk about how explosions, sound effects, and even small details like footsteps come through with shocking realism. Customization is once again off the charts. 121 EQ presets, a 10-band equalizer, and modes for movies, gaming, sports, or late-night viewing. And with HDMI eARC support, you're getting the best possible signal straight from your TV or console. Now, let's be real, there are some quirks. The app can be finicky, with some people reporting connection or firmware hiccups. Rear speaker volume balance can also be a little off depending on the room. And no, this isn't a massive home theater rig with up-firing speakers, so you're not going to rattle windows on the block. But here's the thing. For around $300, This is as close as you're going to get to a true Dolby Atmos theater experience in your living room without spending thousands. That balance of price, performance, and immersion is exactly why the Poseidon D80 sits at the top of this list. And there you have it. The top 5 best 7.1 soundbars. From the affordable Aura A40 for beginners to the feature-packed Apollo S70 Ultra with RGB flair, all the way up to the Poseidon D80 that brings Dolby Atmos into homes without emptying wallets, there's a perfect match here for every kind of setup. So, which one would you pick? Do you care more about Dolby Atmos, about saving money, or maybe about adding some party lights to your gaming cave? Drop your choice in the comments. I'd love to see which one fits your vibe.